Hi and welcome to this short video tutorial. This tutorial is about the Explain 11 plugin called HK-Cockpit, which is a small plugin that helps starting up the Zippo mode Boeing 737-800. In this video I'll show you how to download and install it, and I will also show you how I use it starting up the Zippo mode from cold and dark to taxi. The video will take about 10 minutes, so let's start. You can download the plugin from explain.org. The download link in the remarks section of this video will lead you directly to this download page. There are a few things you need to take care of. First of all, you need to be signed in to see this link. If you don't have an account, just create one and log in. And the second thing is you need to know which version of Explain 11 you're running. There are two versions currently out. One is the official release, which is version 11.48 R1, and there's an official beta out in the moment. The current version is 11.50 B9. For this latest beta, Laminar Research did some major modifications to its reference system, so it caused me to do a special plugin version for this latest beta. So if you click on download this file, you'll see two zip archive, two download links popping up. The first one is the zip archive for the B9 version of the latest beta. So if you're running the beta version, the latest beta, you need to download the first file, and if you're running earlier versions like B4, Beta 4, or the official release, you need to download this plugin version, which is 1.0.1.12. I am running the Explain 11 50B9, the latest beta version. That's why I click on download the first file. You're asked where to save it. Just save it, and that's it. I already did it for both versions, so I will not do it again. But be careful that you're downloading the correct version for your Explain 11 version. So when your download is completed, just go to the download folder, click on the archive, right click, and unzip it. There's only one other folder inside called HK-Cockpit. Click on it and copy it directly to your Explain 11 Resources Plugins folder. Paste. So that's nearly everything you have to do to install it. There's one thing left you can do, but which is not really necessary. There in this folder you find an HK-Cockpit.ini file. Copy this file and move it to your Zippo mode airplane folder, which is in my installation is an aircraft. I have a special Zippo folder, and in here, in this is Zippo mod B738. Just copy the ini file. This file is only for configuring the brightness of the panels. So if you want to have 100% brightness, just give it 1.0. If you need, like I do, some less light on the panels, I use 80%, so I give it an 0.8 for the brightness. And that's it. Installation done. When you start Explain 11, make sure that you're loading the right aircraft. The Zippo mod is a Boeing 737-800X. If you don't load the Zippo mod, the plugin will not show up. Okay, I start loading and be right back as soon as Explain 11 is ready. So back in the aircraft, you need to ensure that everything is fine. You can check the plugin by just clicking the plugins menu, and if everything is fine, HK-Cockpit plugin should show up here as a submenu. If this is not the case, then there's something wrong with your installation, or you haven't loaded the Zipper mod aircraft. So if everything is fine, it shows you 3 different procedures: electrical startup, APU startup, and engine startup, which you can run subsequently. Now I'll show you how I do it, how I do a startup from cold and dark when I'm using the plugin. So first thing to do is to electrically start up the Zipper mod. Just click on Plugins, Hotel Kilo Cockpit Electrical Startup. That's everything you got to do. And you have just to wait until everything is done. As you can see, all the things which are done are asynchronous operations, so sometimes it takes a while for waiting for the response of Explain. But however, if everything is fine, you should see all green in here. If there's something in red, then there's something wrong and you need manually take some actions. However, if everything is green, at the end it says electrical startup completed and the window closes, so everything is fine. What it also states was that it's now time to set the IRS position for the IRS alignment, so that's the thing I do next. I clear the messages from the FMC, go to position init, take the GPS position and enter it in here. And that's it. So now the IRS system is aligning and we can check. It's 8 minutes to go. So next things now is I'm setting up the fuel that I need for my flight. I go to fuel and weight balance, payload. I planned a tour from Dortmund Airport to Hamburg Airport, which I need 5 tons of fuel for. So enter 5, it's nearly all there. Go back, call the fuel truck. And that's it. So next thing to do while waiting for the IRS to align, I go and plan my route. For this video I'm using a company route which I already saved, so I go to route. I enter the route name, which is Echo Delta Lima Whiskey to Echo Delta Delta Hotel 01. Company route, and it enters everything I need. I do activate it right now. Before doing any more stuff, I go to the tablet and to Avitab and check the meter for Dortmund Airport. Echo Delta Lima Whiskey. Enter. So what we can see is we have wind 200, direction 11 knots, variable 160 230, and we have a QNH of 996. We can read here we are using runway 24 and have a QNH of 996. QNH is what I put in right now. 996, and also in here 996. Right. We said it's runway 24, so we can do the departure already. Departure runway 24, and the standard instrument departure for 24 is Osnabrück to uniform. Selecting it, executing, And we're done. So while still waiting for IRS, I already enter the autopilot. We're going from runway 24, which is heading 238. I put it in all three, in the co-pilot and pilot and first officer computer, route and performance in it. I think the fueling is already done. We can enter required actions. We have 2 tons of reserve fuel and a cost index of 45. Then it says flight level 240. That's fine for me. I enter it, say execute. I'm not flying with the ATC controller, so just enter the altitude. Normally you would enter the initial climb here. And we put the altitude also into the overhead panel. We say 2400, 24,000. All right. So remaining 3 minutes, I can already start the APU, which is what I do next. Plugins, Hotel Kilo Cockpit, ABU startup. Just wait for things to happen. You can watch it doing the necessary stuff. As you can see, it starts the APU and now is waiting for the bus annunciator to show up, which takes some time. The APU needs to stabilize. Low oil indicator is off. And as soon as the bus annunciator is on right now, the script continues. Alright, that's it. So we're ready for pushback. We cannot start pushback before we have the IRS alignment done, so we are waiting for the alignment. Another 2 minutes, I'll be right back. Alright, IRS alignment is done. Next thing, I request pushback.
Bodenanbrücke, der Plan ist eingereicht. Bitte rufen Sie mich über das Menü, wenn Sie bereit sind.
And I can directly call it.
Bodenanbrücke, der Schlepper bringt sich in Position.
Okay, what for us to do, we can continue with the FMC. I'm doing the limits, climb and the takeoff. Flaps we go for 5 degree. We take the center of gravity and we're using the trim V1, V-rotate, V2, enter the V2, which is 5.
Alle Türen und Luken sind verschlossen. Wir sind bereit, den Schlepper zu verbinden.
Okay, then we're clear. We can arm everything. So we are ready for taxi.
Schlepper ist verbunden, der Bypass-Pin ist gesetzt. Bitte lösen Sie die Parkbremse.
Parking brake off.
Wir beginnen mit dem Pushback. Die Triebwerke sind frei zu machen lassen.
And now it's time to start the engines. So set the overhead panel as required to start the engine, opens the fuel pumps, and then starts the engine. As we can see, the plug-in now waits for N2 to become 25. And then it sets the mixture to idle and waits for the engine to stabilize. Engine is stabilized and it starts with engine 2. Yep, done. Starter positions.
Der Push-Vorgang ist abgeschlossen. Bitte setzen Sie die Parkbremse.
Okay, set parking brake. Done. And engines are running.
Einen kleinen Moment bitte.
That's pretty much it. We're at the end of this short tutorial. I hope you liked it and I hope you like the plugin as well. If so, leave me a thumb up. Thanks for watching and bye. Delta Hotel Kilo.